What happened while we were away brought to you by Shutdown. Democrats opted for the way of pain last night and voted to close the federal government. Here's Vice President J.D. Vance this morning.
You don't shut the government down because you have a policy disagreement. These are two separate questions. There are essential services that have already been appropriated where we've already agreed, we want our military to have a certain amount of payment. We want air traffic control to have a certain amount. We want to ensure that a certain number of people are able to access food benefits. You don't shut down the government because you have a policy disagreement about a totally separate issue. And that's what the Democrats have done. And it really is astonishing. The president finally sort of threw up his hands and said, guys, let's absolutely work on this healthcare policy disagreement. We want to fix this issue for the American people, but we're not going to be taken hostage. We're not going to shut down the government and then give you everything that you want. Let's negotiate, but we're not going to reward this behavior. You have to remember, their first proposal about a week ago was to give a bunch of healthcare money to illegal aliens, and then they came back to us and said, okay, no, we don't have to do that. Let's do this other thing. You don't do a negotiation like that. You don't take the American economy hostage and then tell the president of the United States, give us everything that we want or we're going to shut down the people's government.
One of the most powerful people in Washington, D.C. during a shutdown, that would be OMB Director Russ Vought.
Let it be said, there are all manner of authorities to be able to keep this administration's policy agenda moving forward, and that includes reducing the size and scope of the federal government, and we will be looking for opportunities to do that.
Remains to be seen whether there will be any mass layoffs. Democrats, in addition to insisting upon meatball surgery for the gender confused and free health care for illegals, seems to be fighting a two-front war after President Trump posted the following AI-generated video on social media the other night featuring Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer.
No way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bull. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, at least for a while until they learn English and they realize they hate us too.
Jeffries did not take kindly to being given the sombrero treatment.
Could you give us your reaction to that Trump posted video tonight?
It's a disgusting video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault on all the things: Medicaid, Medicare, the Affordable Care Act.
Here's Representative Teresa Fernandez.
That's right. And then what does that shameful man do? After a meeting where you're supposed to be working out details, where you're supposed to be negotiating a deal, you post something that draws a sombrero and a mustache on the leader.
In other news, this went viral last night. Pope Leo was asked about American Cardinal Blaise Cupich's plans to honor pro-abortion Senator Dick Durbin with a Lifetime Achievement Award.
How would you help people of faith right now decipher that, feel about that, and how do you feel about that?
I'm not terribly familiar with the particular case. I think that it's very important to look at the overall work that a senator has done during, if I'm not mistaken, 40 years of service in the United States Senate. I understand the difficulty and the tensions, but I think, as I myself have spoken in the past, it's important to look at many issues that are related to what is the teaching of the church. Someone who says I'm against abortion but says I'm in favor of the death penalty is not really pro-life. So someone who says that I'm against abortion but I'm in agreement with the inhuman treatment of immigrants who are in the United States, I don't know if that's pro-life. So they're very complex issues. I don't know if anyone has all the truth on them, but I would ask first and foremost that there be greater respect for one another and that we search together both as human beings, in that case as American citizens or citizens of the state of Illinois, as well as Catholics, to say we need to really look closely at all of these ethical issues and to find the way forward as church. Church teaching on each one of those issues is very clear.
Learning Latin today. Today's phrase is, Pope Francis, is that you?
Papa Francisce.
Dick Durbin, after some outcry, has reportedly opted against receiving or accepting the Lifetime Achievement Award from Cardinal Kupich. Moving on, the radical left-wing group Anti-Defamation League has taken down their infamous Glossary of Extremism, which listed groups like TPUSA and identities like Christian Identity as extremist organizations and monikers. Elon Musk says he's canceled his Netflix subscription after it was exposed one of the streaming platform's children's shows, Dead End Paranormal Park, overtly pushed the trans agenda. The show is marketed towards children as young as 7. At the White House, President Trump welcomed the notorious horse doctor.
Roll with us. And I was honored to have Albert be the first. He's done a fantastic job with, as you know, with the COVID. He did a fantastic job with a lot of things. He's a leader, and Pfizer is right at the top. You know, it's there.
Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla was back at the White House for an announcement of a deal that reportedly lowers prescription drug costs for individuals. And finally, the story of the woman caught in adultery as told by the Babylon Bee.
This woman here, she was caught in the act of adultery. Now, as you know, the law of Moses says we must stone her. What do you say?
And done.
What is that?
This, my brothers and sisters, is an intersectionality chart. We can determine whether or not she is responsible for her own actions by seeing if she is oppressed by external factors outside of her control. Woman, what gender are you?
Woman.
Great. Women are oppressed. Any disabilities?
Sometimes I get a little distracted when I do my housework.
ADHD. Definitely disabled. What race are you?
Jew.
That ain't it, Chief.
We got her right where we want her.
Time for Stony Stone!
No, wait! What if I told you I was a pangender two-spirit? I'm 1024th Indigenous. What if I told you I can't spell the word receipt? I really love The Last Jedi. Wait!
That's a clip from episode 3 of Woke Jesus. That's B-Minus's television series. You can watch more at babylonb.com. And that's what happened while we were away.